Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Azar Mathani, and as always, I am joined by the wonderful Tommy Sondi.
Hello, hello.
And the salacious Tony O.
Morning, boys. I thought you were going to introduce yourself as Yazid.
Yeah, hey Yazid, how's it going?
Look, for those unaware, I was lucky enough to get an award in our football league that I don't think I deserve, but that is another point entirely. But this is the first individual award I've ever gotten in a football context. And what do these fuckers do? They misspell my name. They Y-A-Z-I-D is what they wrote on that. Yazid. My name is on the game sheet every single week. I sign it in. There's a printed version as well. How? Who submitted my name like this?
Here's my.
It's now sitting on my mantle, and it just says Yazid. Who the fuck is Yazid? I wouldn't have even realized that it was for me, but they got my last name right. They spelled my last name right, but they fucked up the first name. Even Starbucks doesn't do it this bad.
I wonder if there is a Yazid in the league, and maybe he was meant to be the best defender possibly. And then you got the award.
But it has our team on it as well.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Honestly, this is one of the worst misspellings of names
It's
I've
bad.
ever seen. When you sent that to me, I burst out. Like, that was so funny. But I must say also, Zare, salacious. Yeah, return to form on the vocabulary there, Zare. Well done.
Yeah, well done. Where did that come from? Salacious. I had Yazid in mind.
I think it describes you pretty well.
Okay. Well. Okay. Good to know, I guess.
Yeah, take it, Tony. Hey, at least he didn't mispronounce your name or anything like that, right?
Okay, if I mispronounce the name Tony, that's when you can ask me to leave.
It's hey, some people have done it, right? Tony knows.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. There was a guy at Nunes just kept calling me Antonio for a whole year. It's just, yeah. But anyway, it's all good. Yeah. What a start.
Antonio O. Amazing.
Antonio O, yeah.
Yeah, well, we had some actual Premier League games this week. Sandwiched between the postponements last week and the international break next week, Blessed with a little bit of football this weekend. I mean, not all of the football. They did postpone the two more interesting games of the weekend, which were Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man United, Leeds. So I was kind of sad. I was looking forward to that. But Arsenal did play Antonio, if you will. Brentford 0, Arsenal 3. And as a slight sidebar, Tommy, has anyone horrendously mispronounced your name at any point?
Oh, you won't believe it.
I really wouldn't.
Considering your name is Tommy, you're right. I won't believe it.
No, trust me. You
in fairness, I have heard them pronounce his name as Tommy a few times. So
hey, Tammy. Tammy's been throwing out that too.
That's sad. That's just sad. Yeah. At that point, you can't spell.
That would have worked. That would have worked better when you had the longer hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But anyways, Arsenal played today, right? Or not today? Yesterday. How did that go, Tony? Did you enjoy it? Yeah. How are you enjoying the season so far?
We're gonna have to advertise ourselves as Yazid, Antonio, and Tammy now.
Yeah. I mean, I went to bed Saturday night thinking, Brentford away could be a tough one. No Zinchenko. Wasn't sure about Partey's fitness. I wake up, Odegaard's not fit, so he's not in the team. I like Vieira, but I'm like, this is his first start. I'm like, yeah. I remember last season, Brentford did a number on us, and I'm thinking, this might be a really tough game going into the international break. Game starts, and it's just, I don't know, right from the kickoff, Arsenal just super dominant throughout. should have scored in the first minute. Really, Martinelli messed up a chance, but I'll be honest, boys. I don't know. I'm not prepared for this. Not prepared for Arsenal being good. Like, I'm watching this game, I'm like, I don't know how to feel. Like, away from home, a really convincing performance. I'm just like, do I allow myself to believe that this is happening? Like, Arsenal are actually a good team, or...
Well, I bet you, Tony. I bet you Arteta showed the squad. Ivan Tony's tweet was the last time they played. He's like, "Nice kick around the boys," right? You remember that?
Sure. Yeah. They
Little
put it on All or
motivation.
Nothing last season. He put it up there last season, and I'm sure he put it up there again this season. It's like, we must always kill these guys, like every time. Yeah. Brentford was surprisingly passive, but I don't know. Arsenal play a lot higher up this season because of Saliba, and Saliba being there, having Ben White as right back, just gives us a lot of counter attacking suppression. I mean, Gabriel Jesus, we've been talking about. He's been brilliant all season. I don't know. 3 goals. We barely conceded. They had 4 shots in the entire game. Like, Arsenal have conceded the least shots this season. Defensively, they've been good. When they've messed up, but they've been really
the
good.
least shots. Damn, that's surprising because I remember maybe it was last year they would concede a lot of shots.
That was a long time.
Or maybe the year before. Maybe I think that was the year
Emery.
before actually.
Yeah, Unai Emery's Arsenal, but
yeah,
it's. I mean, look at Granit Xhaka doing. I don't know. The left-footed De Bruyne. Am I allowed to say that? I'm probably not allowed to say that.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Tony.
Look, Xhaka is playing well,
Carefully.
but you're going to need to tone that down a little bit. I think he's starting to believe, and this is dangerous for all of us.
Yeah, it's dangerous for me for sure. I mean, you guys are probably...
No. We're the ones that have to sit and listen to you.
Yeah.
Hey, once that international break's over and Europa League's back and the League Cup starts, Arsenal going to have a lot more football to contend with, a lot more rotation. We'll see if this is sustainable. I have my doubts.
That's your hope, huh? Yeah. You know, our squad is a bit thin as it is. I mean, we lost Odegaard and Zinchenko to minor knocks, but knocks nonetheless. Thomas Partey returned. He was really good on the day. Vieira as well is just like, I think
his goal was lovely.
Yeah, on deadline day there was a big clamor for Arsenal to sign a midfielder because of Partey's injury, and I'm just like, I felt like because we hadn't seen Vieira yet, no one really felt he was much of an option. But from his time at Porto, he was really, really good. Like, he was the highest assister in the league, one of the highest assisters in Europe's top 5 leagues, and he's got a lot of end product. It's an exciting player to have in our squad. I think we're a forward light, if anything. I think Saka and Martinelli at the moment have to play almost every game, which I'd like there to be one more. But top of the table. Can't complain.
Is Nicola Pepe still kicking around, or did you guys manage to ship him off?
I think he's been on loan.
He's at Nice,
yeah.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Yeah, Marquinhos is back up.
Okay.
Scored a nice goal in Europa League. Goal and assist. Yeah. Good stuff, yeah. No complaints. It's almost a...
Yeah, I know. That's kind of unfortunate for us, because that means I'm like, I don't have much to say on this.
I can hear the listeners just turning off their...
Yeah. So, in the spirit of having stuff to complain about, we'll move on to Spurs 6, Leicester 2. Oh my days, Brendan Rodgers, he's got to be done. Oh, Mr. Rodgers, no.
I'm just doing another quick refresh here and see if he's been sacked. Hasn't yet. I'm just, he's got to do every hour, just to see. I don't know how you survive this.
Do you guys think he's lost the dressing room? I don't think he has. That's the scary thing. I don't think he's lost the dressing room. I just think tactically they look so naive. Like, that's
Some of the mistakes that they're making as well. It's not even just tactical. The amount of like individual errors that they make at every single level of the pitch is diabolical. It is shocking how bad they are.
that concession for the third goal in DD. Like, how can you not think someone's coming? You know, like you never have that much time in the Premier League. It's weird. Like he just lost himself for a second. And the set piece defending, like this has been going on for over a year now. They do not win a single header in the box. It's nuts, and they're not a tiny team, right? Like they're not the smallest team in the league. They don't compete when the ball's in the air.
I was gonna say, Tony, why do you think that is? Like I'm looking at what Uzair said, and you see a lot of individual errors in the team in terms of when they play on set pieces sometimes. But I'm just wondering, like, why do they concede? What is it? There was a stat, I remember, it was like the most in the league. I forget what the number was now. But like, why? Why are they conceding so many?
I do think some of it's talent, right? But like, I think some of it's talent. The set piece thing, it's strange. Like, I mean, they have this is his first game. They have Johnny Evans and they have Ndidi. Like, that should give you some aerial presence. Castaños, I mean, he was awful on. I don't know what it is. I'll be honest. I just think. I mean, James Maddison I'm surprised he's still there.
Newcastle wanted to sign him in the summer, but Leicester blocked the move.
Yeah. I'm just surprised that with all the transfers that happened, no one's made a really big. I mean, other than Newcastle, no one's really made a big play for him because he's one of the best. I think he's one of the best players in the league.
He's having a brilliant season, especially in terms of his goal and assist output.
He was good last year
he's got a goal and assist in I think 9 of his last 10 games or something like that was the stat, and that's dating back to the end of last season.
Yeah,
and it feels like he's carrying the entire weight of the attack on his shoulders. Occasionally, Harvey Barnes will have a good game, but like if you look at their rotation of strikers, Patson Daka has been not really good.
He's been disappointed, yeah.
Iheanacho barely gets a game. Vardy barely gets a game. Dewsbury Hall's been awful so far this season.
Yep.
It's just nothing is really working aside from Maddison.
There was I think when Spurs were up 3-2, Maddison had this like first time swinging volley cross to set up Daka for like a header, and it was just like on a dime. It was just an unreal sort of cross, and Daka, like, he got on target, fair play. Lloris made a big save, but it was just like, this guy is just oozing quality, man, in terms of when he's on the pitch. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go either, but I'm honestly fully expecting him in like the summer. Like, he's gonna be like one of the key players on the market that teams are gonna go for probably.
He'll have, I think, a year left on his contract at that point, so someone's gonna.
There's no incentive for him to sign anything new at Leicester at this point.
Yuri Tillman's contract will be up at the end of the season as well. That's a player that will be picked up by someone. Like, they have good players. Harvey Barnes is a decent player. They're just lacking confidence, I think, on the Tottenham side.
Hey, sun's shining again.
Yeah, go my son. Nice. What goals? Right foot, left foot bangers, and
if there was ever a team to play yourself back into form against, it's Leicester.
I mean, the first goal is ridiculous enough. The second goal just showing that he can outdo. Is he left-footed or right-footed, son?
I think officially listed as right-footed, but at this point, he's as close to two-footed as you're gonna see.
There was a point that he was listed as left-footed because I checked before, but you watch him. Yeah, I think he probably is right-footed, but the second goal is ridiculous. Like, okay, he has a lot of space. He has like a 10-yard radius of space, but the finish is fantastic with his supposed weaker foot. I mean, if you're Leicester and you just see Son coming on, having conceded 3 stupid goals, you're probably not feeling good about yourself. Yeah. I with Tottenham, I just don't know. Honestly, they play like shit and they score 6 goals. Play like shit. And
They
win every
are
game.
elite when it comes to just turning it on in the
Yeah.
final third.
They have.
Like sometimes their progression to the final third is not the best. But once they get into that final third, with the talent they have and the way Kane links up with the likes of Kane and Kulusevski, and even Richarlison has been a very good ad so far.
I don't think has he scored this season in the Premier League. Richarlison.
Yeah, maybe
definitely
one.
think, right?
Okay.
I know he scored a couple in the Champions League
Yeah.
a week or two ago. I
didn't-
think he has one in the league, or he has one assist, something like that. But this was his first Premier League start, I think.
He hasn't scored in the Premier League. I don't think it's his first start, but I think it might have been his second start or something like that. Or was it as actually his first start? Because I thought he started
think
for
it might have been.
Kulusevski. Okay, maybe. But he is a good pickup. Like, he allows him to rotate any of the front three positions, right? And that's the thing with Richarlison. He can play anywhere in there. Yeah, like you said, they have a lot of I mean, with Kane especially, they just have super quality in the final third. And then if Son can find his form, which it looks like Leicester have helped him do, that's just, yeah.
Thanks, Lester.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Exactly.
Hey, Kane's got 6 goals already this part of the season. You
he's not
think
winning.
like, hey,
He's not winning.
you think
If
like,
it
hey,
wasn't
that's
for
pretty good,
if it
right?
wasn't for Erling fucking Haaland,
Yeah.
he'd be like, what? He'd have the golden boot right now.
Yeah, because he never starts this well. He's always had a dry spell in August, and then eventually, like come October or something, he finds his form. So, yeah, good on Kane. He doesn't have that thing over his head in terms of the transfer to City, so he's able to, I guess, play a bit more freely, which is nice.
Yeah.
Hey, and riding into form for England, in a couple months' time.
Oh, they're gonna need it because he's the only one in form for England. But yeah, are we gonna move on from the Spurs chatter?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, we gotta
move on.
from
Let's move on.
Spurs.
Forest 2, Fulham 3. A clash between two newly promoted sides. Nottingham Forest, second game in a row they've lost 3-2 to a newly promoted team. God, the new signings just haven't quite bedded in so far. You think with this transfer window, they might not see the forest for the trees in terms of the bigger picture with these signings?
I'm shocked a team that signs 20 players has not found their chemistry yet. I'm absolutely shocked.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. When you sign like a whole bunch of defenders, like if you're signing a bunch of forwards and the talent level is generally higher, sometimes you get away with them doing something individually and making something happen, leading to a goal. When you're signing a bunch of defenders, it doesn't matter if you're raising the talent level if there's no chemistry and they haven't played together, because a lot of defending is about how well you can organize. And if you've got a new goalie behind you, 4 new defenders, then the organization is going to suffer and you're going to start slowly. And when you start slowly as a newly promoted team in the Premier League, you usually end up going back down.
Yeah, you know what? If it wasn't for Dean Henderson, a lot of these games that they've been playing may be even bigger in terms of the scoreline, because he puts up some ridiculous saves in a lot of them in these games, and even against Fulham, he had some it could have been 6 for Fulham if it wasn't for Henderson.
Yeah, it's not just that they've signed so many players. It's like you're looking at the quality of the players. Okay, Renan Lodi, but he's a wing back, right? Like McKenna, Cook, like Boley is okay. Like it's not like they're signing great players to really supplement the squad. It's like they just signed anyone they could find and just put them in there, right? Like, yeah, you add in the fact that you sign a bunch of average players who have no chemistry. I mean, it's no surprise, really. They do score goals. Well, they score some goals, I guess. I'm not sure how many they have in the Premier League, but yeah, I don't know who the 3 teams are that they could finish above. You know, like, are there 3 teams in the Premier League that they could finish above? probably not. So, yeah, you'd expect them to go down, but who knows? They might. Yeah.
Maybe they'll put it together.
Yeah,
I was going to say, in terms of goals scored, they've scored 6 in 7 games, so they're not really lighting it up. And 4 have come in the last 2 against the other newly promoted teams. So, not exactly pulling up trees there.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking. You have Wolves, West Ham. There are few teams that have scored less.
It is not fair to compare goals scored to Wolves, okay? Because Wolves are allergic to scoring goals. But on the flip side, Fulham, I mean, they're up to 6th now in the table. They've got how many points is it? 11 points from their first 7 games, 3 wins.
Fulham are 6th.
No, that's not.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're Tommy, you like this? They're currently above Chelsea.
Yeah, West
Well,
London
look,
rivals.
we got a proper London derby then ahead when we play.
Yeah.
Or did we already play Fulham?
Chelsea
Can't
now
remember
have 2 rivals at last in the Premier League: Fulham and Brentford.
that. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yay! Hey, you know
Can't
what?
wait for the spice of that one.
Yeah.
Out of all the promoted teams, Fulham definitely look like they belong in the Premier League. And you know what? They scored 3 goals this game, and none of them came for Mitrovic. Fuck my fantasy for that. Thank you very much.
What's your
Hey,
fantasy? Man, I forgot
Willian is
about
back.
fantasy.
Get Willian into your fantasy
Yeah,
lineup,
Willian
Tommy.
in my fantasy. Wait, what is 2015 now? Get Willian in there. But you know what?
Please let it be
was
2015 again.
Yeah,
Take it back. Life was simpler.
It was. It sure was. But seeing Willian in the Premier League it's definitely a bit of a shock. But he got an assist.
Sure.
And
I don't think it should be a shock. He loves London clubs.
Yeah, we've suffered enough. I think London has suffered enough. I don't know what Fulham are doing bringing him back. Like, it's a bit of a
Terrorizing
trigger
the
for me.
streets of London, Willian. Let's move on to Wolves 0, Man City 3. I mean, this game was over pretty much instantly. How quickly did Grealish score in this one? Was it a minute in or something?
I believe it was in the first minute, right?
I mean, the moment that goes in, you're like, all right, all hope is lost for Wolves. 'Cause
Game over.
Lord knows they're not going to score a fucking goal.
Yeah, it wasn't a minute. I thought Wolves were their whole thing was they were good defensively. Like, they don't score, but they're good defensively. But they've had a pretty dismal start themselves. I think they've won. Yeah, they've won 1 game this season, right? Like,
Yep.
they're not.
They've only scored 3 goals in their 7 games.
3. That's not.
They had-
In fairness, they've only conceded 7.
Oh, okay.
of which 3 were against City. So, God, if you want goals, don't fucking watch a Wolves game.
Yeah, they're terrible. Their games are always terrible to watch. Their Erling Haaland termination of the Premier League continues. Like, he just
Hey! Look, he managed to download a few software updates and score from outside the box. So there's that.
Yeah. I mean,
He literally just has every Premier League defender, or at least the ones he's played so far, just shitting their pants, man. Like trying to defend this guy.
It truly
Imagine-
looked like was it Kilman that was defending him on his goal. It looked like he was running away from Haaland.
Yeah.
Which, in fairness, is the appropriate reaction when T1000 comes after you.
Was it?
And funnily enough, Killman is also what he did to every single defender he's played so far.
Yeah.
Would've worked.
Yeah, Tony, you were talking about there was that one clip where he was, about to go for a run, and just there's a defender on his shoulder trying to
tosses
keep up with him, and he turns his shoulder, looks at him, gives him 2 hand shoves, and keeps going.
It's like, if you're a defender, what do? You can't ask the ref for help. You started it. And you just look absolutely stupid. I mean, De Bruyne and Haaland on the same team, it just should not be allowed.
No, it's not
Shouldn't
fair.
be allowed. Like, You can't have one of the best playmakers in the world, if not the best, with a fucking tank up top. Yeah, it just doesn't seem right. But
I'm just not sure why the Premier League didn't veto the trade, or not the trade, but the signing. You know, they should have just said, "No, I'm sorry. We need parity in this league. We can't have Haaland here."
bit of that bully coming up.
To make things even, just send Haaland to Nottingham Forest. He can be one of their 20 signings and give City, I don't know, Awoniyi instead.
They'd probably still win the league.
Oh yeah.
They probably still win the league, but at least it'd be, you know, a little bit more fair.
Yeah, I just
Forest might survive.
yeah, they'd probably come second. With Haaland up there, they'd probably come second.
The Jailings and Haaland link up.
Do you see that stat? Like Haaland is top 5 in goal involvements for the past 5 months of Premier League football, and he's
Fucker's only
played
been there for
6
2.
weeks. Yeah, it's like it's nuts.
Hey, we should probably mention we were given Jack Grealish a lot of crap midweek for being one of the worst signings, and he turns up. He heard us. Heard us talking shit.
Yeah,
He got his goal.
All right, good for him. He can disappear for another couple of months now.
He's gonna
And
do
he
it for
took some studs to the chest too. Just
Oh my God, yeah.
was-
Nathan Collins,
yeah.
who
Yeah.
fouled him. The fact that any Wolves player had the temerity to even try to argue that is mad.
I will say, I think he's trying to clear it, and he pulls out, but because he's gone steaming in, there's just no
Yeah,
way he
thank
can.
fuck he pulls out, because if
Yeah.
he didn't, he would have Jackie Chan'd himself right through Grealish's chest.
Yeah, he just lost control. He's had to chase Haaland for
That
20
was
minutes.
that was borderline. If he doesn't pull out of that, that's a Mortal Kombat finisher.
Yeah, Liu Kang. Yeah.
Oh
It
my
looked
God.
very Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? If he had managed to Liu Kang Grealish, I'd be like, fair enough. Fair enough. If you're gonna get a red card, really get a red card.
If you're gonna
I
go
guess
for that,
that-
you might as well try it on Haaland. See what happens. See what happens.
yeah.
I want to
Oh,
see
I wanna
Haaland
see-
take.
I want to see
Just
that,
grab someone out of the air and chuck them.
Yeah.
Who's Haaland gonna get in a fight with this season?
Mitrovic.
Maybe.
Oh,
Michi.
Man United play Man City after the international break, so I can guarantee Lisandro Martinez is going to get into a scrap with them.
What? A scrap. Okay. Scrap. That's what we're calling it.
I'm not.
Sandro
Hey,
Martinez.
Martinez has got to fight him, but I'm not putting.
He's got that dog in him. He'll fight him. He'll fight him.
Okay. Alright. Good luck with that. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. Yeah, De Bruyne.
I'm just glad that we're not playing City next.
Yeah.
Good luck is there. Good luck with that one.
Yeah, look.
Oh, Varane's gonna go away with France.
Oh, my.
Pull a hamstring.
Pick up
Oh,
Mr.
he's starting to
Answer,
hurt.
yeah.
Fuck,
Give
Maguire's
Maguire,
gonna play.
Martinez against Haaland. Oh, God. Watch United somehow win that game. Yeah.
Nah, there's zero chance.
You
Zero
say zero
chance.
chance. That's how we felt against Liverpool, and then they
Zero. Liverpool don't have Erling Haaland.
yeah, they have a Mo Salah.
We're moving
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah,
Mo
moving
Salah. Mo Salah is human. You can handle Mo Salah. It's difficult because he's a good player, but you can handle Mo Salah. Erling Haaland is not human. Newcastle won. Bournemouth won. Moving on. Bournemouth have picked up 5 points since. I've accidentally written Pardew was sacked. It's not Pardew. It's Parker. It's Scott Parker was sacked.
Same thing. No, Pardew was a better manager than Parker, I think. Yeah, Pardew was decent once upon a time.
Oh, did Parker do a nice little shimmy dance when they equalized 2-2 or something like that? I don't remember him doing any of that stuff.
Was that the cup final that he did that?
It was a cup final against Man United.
Oh, so the one against Man United. Okay.
Yep.
I can't even remember.
And didn't United go on score right after that? Or is it, did it end that way? I can't remember now.
No, United won that in extra time.
Yes,
Jay Links.
that's right, yeah.
Wow. The good days.
But
Yeah.
moving back to Bournemouth Newcastle. Bournemouth kind of got away with this one because Neto in net. Oh.
Yeah. Top stuff. Top stuff was there. Yeah. Really
made a whole bunch of saves.
No. Yeah, he wasn't inspired for him. He needed to be. Joelinton looked like he was on a mission to go back to center forward for some reason. But yeah, Newcastle were good. They've actually not picked up as many points as you would expect.
They're drawing every single game
Yeah.
somehow when they should be winning all of those games.
How many games have they won?
Wow.
Like one?
1-5-1. You're right. Damn, I didn't
Yeah.
even know that.
Yeah, it's strange, but because they're playing really well, but just having trouble putting the ball in the net. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a really good result for Bournemouth. Every point they can pick up right now is crucial. Getting points at the board early on because they're gonna have a dip. You know they're gonna have a dip. At some
100%.
point. So yeah, just get a cushion. They've conceded 19 goals. Yeah, they need to fix that. But yeah, decent result.
Yeah,
I think.
bit of controversy around the penalty that Newcastle won. It's an unfortunate handball. Like we've seen them given before, so there's not going to be that much uproar about it. But I never like seeing those ones.
I just don't know what the defender's supposed to do there. That's the thing for me. Like, I remember when analysts or pundits used to say, don't have your, like, when defenders had their hands behind their back, they'd mock the defenders. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's poor defensive positioning. But, like, what can you do now? Right? Like, that's what you have to do. You have to start jumping around like a mannequin on springs if you want to defense, right? Like, it's...
You have to run with your arms behind your back just in case when you're in the box.
It's ridiculous, but, yeah. We've seen them given. It's not the craziest decision. It's just felt
If
harsh.
we tied Erling Haaland's
Nope.
arms behind his back,
Nope.
would that help?
Nope.
No.
He's not
Can't
human.
stop him.
He's not human. He doesn't need his hands for balance. He just, yeah. Is that don't think about Erling Haaland for 2 weeks. Try not to think about Erling Haaland.
I will try
for
not
2
to.
weeks.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I will try not to. That will send me into a spiral.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Everton 1, West Ham 0. Frank Lampard's got them putting together some results, putting together some performances. Neil Maupay getting his first goal for the club. West Ham, though.
And it was a nice one.
Yeah, it was a very nice goal. West Ham
Yeah.
are struggling. They've won I think they've won one game this season.
Is any new
lost
signing
5.
playing for them?
I don't think any of them started this game.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, because they were in a funk last season, like towards the end of Paqueta started. Yeah.
Oh,
Of course
true.
he would. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of fans are calling for Antonio and Skamaka to start together. Skamaka always felt like an odd fit for West Ham because he's just not that type of player. Like, he's not a counter-attacking, forward. He's a technical forward. So I'm not surprised that it's taking him a while. They look better when Cornet came on, I have to say. He looked dangerous. I don't know. West Ham they look flat, really.
Yeah, they've actually had a different attacking lineup every game.
Oh, that's not good.
Different players, different formation, and trying to find out what works is like they're not scoring. They're creating chances. Like, it's not like they're not trying.
Are they though? I feel like
no. This game against Everton, they had a number of chances. Like Bowen's just like, he was in amazing form last year. This season, he's not putting the chances away that you would bank on him doing it last season. So he's struggling. Antonio's struggling. All their forwards are just struggling in terms of putting the ball back in the net. Like Benrahma had one like off the inside of the post.
Yeah, Benrahma.
They were an inch away from like a goal, right? But it's not like, for me, it's not like West Ham are being absolutely terrible. It's just they are having a, like, hey, they may have a case of like Liverpool where they play a lot of football and guys are tired. that could be a factor in there. But for me, it's a lot. It's just coming from the attacking play. It's just there's just a lot of lack in terms of finishing and fluidity in the attack. That's making them. They're only like they've only scored like what 4 goals this season.
So
5 goals maybe. That's it.
you know what I think? I think last season they scored a lot of goals from set pieces, and that's caught up with them. They're not scoring set piece goals anymore. So
When do they play Leicester?
they
That'll get them on track.
Yeah, I don't know, but they look flat. On the Everton side, I mean, he's really found form under Lampard.
They finally figured out what Iwobi does.
Yeah, he's like, well, I mean, he's always been a ball progressor. It's just better now doing it from midfield. He's Lampard's put him beside 2 ball winners in Idrissa Gana Gueye and Onana, and they look solid. I think that's the thing with Everton now. They just look solid. Connor Cody's he's been pretty decent in defense. Demarai Gray, he's been good as well, like really good. So, yeah, credit to Lampard. I mean, it's not quite the football that we were accustomed to when he was at Chelsea, but it's a lot.
He's making the most of what he has right now, I think.
They're starting to look like an Everton team again. I think that's the best thing that's the best compliment you can give what he's doing. So, good stuff.
Well, I mean, naturally, when Lampard wins 1-0, so does Gerrard. Villa beating Southampton 1-0. I mean,
it's the worst game
I don't know what to make of Southampton at this point.
We've been saying that for 5 years.
I know. What do Southampton do?
They have some interesting players this season.
They 100% do. No, they'll always have like a few players that are very interesting. Like Bella Kotchap in particular is definitely one to watch for me. But as a team, what do Southampton do?
They transition. That's it. They just transition. They try to transition anyway. Coutinho looked decent actually. He was up against Ward-Prowse a lot, and Ward-Prowse is not the most nimble defender. I think that's a kind way of saying it, but yeah. Once Villa got in front, that's it. They just shut up shop. Just made sure that Southampton didn't have any transition opportunities to break into them, right? So, yeah, I think Gerrard at the moment, he is prioritizing results over performances, right? Like, they tied with City last game out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and they got a 1-0 win here. So, similar to Lampard in a way. Just trying
couple of back-to-back good results. Yeah. I don't know. It's uninspiring watching Villa, but hey, if the points keep coming.
Yeah.
He needs it. He needs it, right? Because after that start, it wasn't looking good. He just needs to find his team. You know what I mean? Find the players that are gonna fill the roles and play well, and don't play the guys that are struggling. Maybe.
All right, tell that to him when he keeps starting John McGinn, who hasn't played well in about 6 months.
Captain McGinn, yeah.
Yeah, he made him captain, and he refuses to drop him now. So, Gerrard doesn't need to find his players. He needs to, make some proper decisions.
Zara doesn't like Gerrard Truck.
It was always more of a Lampard guy than a Gerrard guy.
Gerrard's the footballer. Lampard, great player, but come on, captain, fantastic. Anyway.
Hey, I mean, in the end, both of them will go out in the quarterfinal stage. So it is the history of the England. Yeah. But speaking of England, there's a small matter of a World Cup coming up in about a month and a half, and with the international break unfortunately upon us yet again, we figured why not start taking a look at some of the favourites and some of the things we expect to happen during this tournament. Tony, how are you doing?
I'm good.
And who is your favourite to win the World Cup? I don't know why I tossed the first question in there, but yeah.
I thought you were gonna mention how Nigeria isn't in it this time around. You're gonna console them, maybe.
Wow, I wasn't going to, but now that you've brought that up, Tommy, that's so rude of you.
I'm not the guy. Nigeria is always disappointing in the World Cup, so I'm just I have two in mind. That's the problem, and I always flip between the two. But the South American giants, I think I'm gonna go with Argentina, even though I think Brazil have the squad. I just think Argentina of late have looked really solid, and I think that's how you win a tournament. They finally have a system. They're less reliant on Messi and is dwindling. With his powers dwindling, they spread the work, the attacking responsibility around much better these days. So I'm thinking Argentina will, win the World Cup, even though they don't have Nigeria to give them their standard 3 points at every tournament.
I mean, who do they have in their group? Argentina have Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Tommy Sunday's very own Poland. So
There we
That's
go.
right.
There we go. You can be the Nigeria. this
Tommy,
time around.
Tommy, how are you feeling about this Argentina Poland game? Because the 4-4-2 nations do love giving up points to Argentina.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it and you look at the group, you're thinking, all right, Argentina, you lose that game. And then you look at Saudi Arabia, you're like, okay, that's got to be the 3 points. And then it's the game against Mexico that's probably going to be the one that decides who's second place.
Oh, knowing Poland, they'll lose to Argentina, somehow lose to Saudi Arabia as well, and then they'll beat Mexico.
Oh, I was actually going to say we're going to lose to Saudi Arabia, lose to Mexico, and then somehow beat Argentina, being the game that we win.
And you'll have already been eliminated.
Out.
Yep.
Exactly. That's how it's going to go. So my expectations are obviously not that high. And we also had a recently appointed a new manager who steered us to that playoff victory, which I was honestly didn't expect us to do. And yeah, honestly, I'll be happy to get out of the group and have a knockout game, but I don't expect it. But as for Tony's picking Argentina, as for my team, I'm thinking there's a South American resurgence here at the top, and I'm actually really liking Brazil's chances of winning the trophy, and that's who I'm banking on winning this year.
Honestly, they've got such depth in their squad. It is terrifying. Like the players that they can pick from for that forward line, even in midfield. The fact that they have 2 world-class goalies.
A lot of good players are going to miss out in that Brazil squad.
Yep.
Yep. It's the last chance for people like Firmino. Anthony's pushing. He has a chance, I think, because he's left-footed, and
he's usually the backup. I think Rafinha is going to start, and then Anthony has a chance to go as a backup. But it realistically, I expect it to be Anthony, Jesus, and Vinicius. Oh wait, there's Neymar as well.
Yeah, don't forget
start.
about
No,
Neymar.
their front line of late has been Vinicius, Neymar, and Rafinha. That's been their
Okay,
front line.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then Jesus is definitely got to be in contention. It's wild how
Jesus
much depth
will
they
go,
have.
I think Richarlison has a chance, but I don't know about Anthony. But I think he has a chance with being that Rafinha backup because Cite wants to play with inside forwards. So it's a question of does Firmino go? Does what's his face? For me, Richarlison go. Martinelli, I think, is going to miss out. He didn't get called up in the latest lineup. Some Arsenal players were arrested, but I have a feeling like he didn't do enough in the recent call-ups that he had to cement his place. So I think it will be Richarlison tends
Imagine
to go.
being that spoiled for choice.
Yeah. They just
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Pakistan no longer banned by FIFA. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
We're back.
That is
We're back.
progress right there.
200th in the world, baby. We're back.
We didn't even mention Rodrigo. He's in there as well.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my God, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Brazil.
Yeah, they have the
Yeah,
talent.
it's hard.
Brazil.
It's hard to argue against Brazil, isn't it?
Yeah, they.
I think the
going off the Copa America win for Argentina. No, just high on them right now. But yeah.
I mean, let's look at the European teams for a bit. France are defending champions.
Who's your
but-
favorite?
Oh,
Yeah,
mine
leading
was
into that,
going to
yeah.
be Brazil, but you
Okay.
know, it was Tommy stepped in front of me. I think their squad is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
from the European teams, you would say that France is the favorite
They're a
based on
basket
just
case
their
right now.
squad.
That's the thing.
But oh my god, I need the meltdown. It has been too long since we had a France meltdown in a World Cup. Like I want a 2010 level France meltdown because it's not the World Cup unless there is one.
I mean,
Oh, I think it'll happen.
we
got
have
some signs
Pogba. we have Pogba placing a curse on Mbappe
Yeah. Yep.
already. It's like
Yep.
Allegedly placing a curse on Mbappe. Allegedly.
Apparently, he buried a goat somewhere in Old Trafford or some stupid shit like that.
What?
Allegedly. Yeah, that was part of the rumor.
What?
Yeah, like
Wait, no. Explain this more to me because this is the first time hearing
I
this.
don't
He
know
buried
if I'm
a
supposed to
goat
be
at Old
saying
Trafford.
this, but
What?
yeah,
Allegedly.
Allegedly, and that's part of the jazz. I suppose of the black magic. He had to bury. It's supposed to be for injury prevention, but which I'm sorry that if
Didn't
it
fucking
didn't
work, did it?
It didn't work. So maybe because the curse initially was for Mbappe to get injured, right? So maybe he accidentally cursed himself.
Do you think like the magic worked against him then?
Yeah, I
and
think
the curse
he
rebounded.
placed the curse so like he won't get injured and Mbappe would, and instead Mbappe is not getting injured and he is. So
And
He drank
Pogba's
the
now
wrong-
in danger of missing the World Cup.
yeah, he drank the wrong. He drank the wrong Kool-Aid. Gave the wrong drink to
So
Mbappe.
the injury to
This is why.
Pogba was
This is why you go to your professional witch doctors for these curses.
Right.
So the injury to Pogba was a knee injury, was it?
Their most recent one was and it's
Yeah.
a serious one. He shouldn't be going to the World Cup.
Because he decided he declined surgery, right,
Yeah.
so that he can possibly heal.
Wow.
He did it.
He shouldn't be going. That
We've
injury,
seen that happen with who's the guy on Barca? Titi, right? He did this something similar, right, where he avoided surgery
Yeah.
and then
Falcao as
pretty
well.
much messed up his career.
Killed his career.
Yeah,
Falcao as
Well, it is Juventus's problem now.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. No,
And
I think we are definitely in for some sort of meltdown with France for sure. But
The only thing with France is that they might still make it out of the group stage, even with the meltdown, because, I mean, Denmark are good, but Australia and Tunisia are really... Even a melting down France should be able to beat them.
You know, they've impressed us in the past. So don't count it out.
I said should. I said
Yeah,
should,
They
not
should.
will.
You're right.
They
You're
should.
right. They.
Um,
I think if for some reason I almost said Raymond Dominic. That's 2006. Yeah. Didier Deschamps. That's their coach.
Deschamps,
right?
yeah, it's Deschamps.
If he picks the right squad, they should be fine. Like, we're talking about Brazil's talent level. I mean, France could call on a front line of Ousmane Dembele, Kylian Mbappe, Karim Benzema, right? That could be their front three,
yeah,
right?
that's
With
right.
their
Hey,
Tchouaméni, Camavinga.
Don't forget about Olivier Giroud.
Our boy.
He
Our
could
boy.
be starting
Big
there,
sexy.
You know? Don't
He's
forget-
called up
yeah.
the most recent France squad.
Exactly.
There is, you know what? There is a chance he is France's all-time top scorer by the time the World
Exactly.
Cup rolls around.
He's going
He's
to need it.
banging
Otherwise
it.
he's not fucking
He is
scoring in the World
banging
Cup,
them
is he?
in for AC Milan.
Yeah, that's right, Tony.
I'm just saying.
right.
I'm just saying. If there was ever a face to counter a curse, it's Olivier Giroud's.
The only
Handsome
question mark I have
cut.
for France would be, of course, the midfield. You know, Pogba coming off an injury. Conte has just been injured nonstop lately. Their defense is strong. Their attackers, I mean, it's just a wealth of attackers. But the midfield for me is probably where they're the suspect.
They've got depth now because Chouameni will probably start. Camavinga is there as well.
Yeah, they have options. It depends on how they want to play. I mean, Rabiot tends to get into the squad. And do have Tolisso doesn't really play anymore, but they have options.
Man United legend Adrian Rabiot.
Yeah,
I don't think Rabiot got called up to the latest squad though. I could be wrong, but I don't see him.
where is
his
Rabiot?
name here.
Is he still?
He's still
at
at
Juve?
Juve. Yeah, he doesn't play. I don't
He doesn't
think.
play.
but
I
he's
was
still
wondering
there.
if he's injured because I haven't seen him in a while.
He's
Oh
just
my
probably
god!
pouting. He's
Another
pouting, he's upset.
curse rebounding.
Yeah, Juve.
Everyone out there trying to curse Kylian Mbappe. Turns
think
out you can't curse Qatari money.
Yeah, he wasn't on the bench. I think he's injured. Yeah, Rabiot. Juve is another
His
basket case.
mom is just telling him to sit out until Allegri's sacked, and then he'll get in with the new manager.
We were so close to United signing him, man. That would have been amazing. So
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
Anything on England, boys?
I mean, they'll be solid defensively. They've got a lovely little group of international relations
they'll be
with
solid
around
defensively?
USA and
What?
Wales.
You just based on what? Based on what
They'll be solid, like defensively, based on Gareth Southgate being a very negative manager. He'll play three at the back. He'll play Rice, and if Phillips is fit, Phillips in front of him.
Might
Because
not be
Phillips has
fit,
just
though.
gone in for shoulder surgery.
Yeah,
I
don't
think.
think he's gonna be fit.
No.
Yeah.
But
Injuries.
he'll find some other defensive. James Milner. He played James Milner and
Wow.
Declan Rice. He won't play James Milner. No one
Does,
should play James Milner. But I don't know. I can see them getting through their group, and then like England have had kind draws in the last two tournaments. If they get a kind draw, I think they can make a deep run. If they come up against an Argentina or a Brazil in like the quarterfinal stage, I don't think they're making it past them.
I think England could struggle. I think they have a lot of players out of form. Harry Kane is in form, which is important, but I don't know. Southgate, he's called up what? Harry Maguire, Tyrone Mings, Luke Shaw. Like Maguire and Shaw are not even playing football, right? Like they're not playing at the moment.
Hey! Shaw got like 20 minutes in the Europa League. Don't say he's not playing football. Did he do anything in those 20 minutes? No. Maguire, no, we wouldn't risk that.
Yeah, I mean the last time you did, you lost. So
Yes.
yeah. I think every game.
There's a reason they keep winning when he's not playing.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't call up Ben White. They didn't call up John Stones. I think that's really strange because they've had
No,
good starts.
John Stones was called up.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say John Stones is definitely called up.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he wasn't called up. Okay.
The interesting thing is that Pickford's injured, so Pope or Henderson or Ramsdale get a chance to kind of put a mark on maybe that goal. I don't think Pickford's going to lose the number one spot, of course, but I mean, getting an injury right before the World Cup is not a good thing. So, and honestly, I think if they go with Pope, is probably a better call, anyways. But yeah, and Trent got called up too.
The call up that I personally really like is Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
Because this is his first call up, and that for once feels like an actual backup
firm pick.
option to Harry Kane.
Yeah, no.
Tammy Abraham?
Tammy is
Come
the
on.
backup option. It's
Tammy Abraham,
I don't
for
think
sure.
Tony's going to the World Cup. I think that's just a.
I want him to go to the World Cup. He's fun.
Yeah. Tony's not going to the World Cup. You don't
Yes, he
need
should.
three center forwards. Well, I don't think you need.
You need
center
one
forwards.
more.
Yeah.
They'll just
Tammy
play
Abraham.
Sterling there.
Did Fikayo Tomori get a call
Nope,
call
he
up?
did
Sure
not.
did. He sure did.
Ridiculous.
Tamari got called up. No,
Yes,
he
he
didn't.
did.
Oh, he did? Oh, good.
Yeah.
He did not.
I'm
Tamari-
seeing
Okay,
it right here.
what-
I'm seeing it on the official England page, man.
What am I
Tomori's
looking
right
at?
there.
Oh, what the fuck am I looking at here? That's what I get for being on Sporting News.
Sporting news. What are you doing there?
Okay. Well, if Kumori got called up, that's good because
Yeah, he should
had a
be. He deserves
strong
it.
start. Yeah. had a really strong start, but
But I think the consensus here is that we don't think England's going all the way.
to win,
No.
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 I mean, I think Spain, Germany. Any quick thoughts on them? I think Spain look good. I thought they were very good at the Euros. They've got a lot of talent in their squad, but again, like the question with them always comes down to their them actually putting the ball away.
Yep. Morata's going to play too many games. Just don't think. Yeah, I don't think you can count on Spain to put the ball in the net when it counts. Germany, I don't know with Germany. They're quite a random team at the moment. Yeah.
I know they do have Hansi Flick coaching, and he is a really good coach. And you can never discount Germany in a competition.
It's probably like one tournament too early for them.
For
I
Germany.
mean, you look at their team though, like Muller, Werner, Sané, Kimmich, Gundogan.
You didn't just say Werner.
Werner, what did I say? Yeah, I said Werner. You know what? He doesn't do that bad for Germany when he plays.
Yes, he does. What are you talking
No,
about?
no, he's
terrible.
okay for
Get out of
Germany.
here,
He's
Tommy.
he's
Get out of
terrible.
here, Tommy.
Where did you get that opinion from? He's terrible.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Ridiculous behavior.
Okay,
And
Gnabry.
lastly,
Okay, Gnabry. There you go. Havertz.
yeah, there you go.
Royce.
Gnabry, you can talk about. Don't talk about Havertz.
You know, I will say though,
Rubbish this
Marco Royce.
Royce is hurt.
He played an injury,
he's
but
gonna.
it's not that bad. He's actually going to only be
No?
out for about
Okay, I just saw
couple
that he
weeks or
got
so. Yeah.
stretchered off. So
Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. It came out and said it wasn't that bad, so which is good because it'd be heartbreaking if he had to miss another major tournament due to injury.
right, and lastly, we need to talk about Canada. What are our chances in this group? We've got Belgium, we've got Croatia, we've got Morocco. How do we think Canada are going to do at this stage?
I'm looking at, what people think about like how Mexico and USA are going to do, and everyone says they have good chances. Canada finished above them in the qualifying, so I'm thinking here like, okay, you look at the group, Belgium's tough, Croatia's tough, Morocco is tough, but Canada did finish first in qualifying. You got to give them some respect. Do I think they're going to come out of this group? No. But I do think that
That's a lot
they
of
will.
faith, Tommy.
Yeah.
You really
I
built
just-
them
I-
up to just destroy, just dash their hopes. Yeah.
Talk them up. Yeah, they're not going to make it.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying they're not. I feel like there's a lot of talk about maybe Canada being whipping boys, and finishing bottom.
Is there?
and-
I haven't heard
I'm
that.
seeing.
Tom.
I'm seeing.
Who are you
I'm
talking
seeing.
about?
I've seen more like dark horse talk for Canada.
Really,
than
dark
that.
horse talk for Canada. Wow.
Just to like make it out of the group. I
Interesting.
personally, I'm like, it's going to be a tough go to try to make it out of the group, but stranger things have happened.
I think they're gonna make it out of the group.
Really,
I'm
Tony.
fairly
I'm
confident they'll make
shocked.
it out of the group.
I'm
yeah.
shocked.
Who are they? Who are they knocking out in the process? Is it Croatia? Is it Belgium?
Croatia. That's just my feeling.
Honestly, I vibe with it. I
Yeah.
vibe with it.
I think they
I'm
have
just terrified
dr-
of Luka Modric.
Yeah, I mean, I think Canada are not a team a lot of these teams are going to want to play against because you don't really have a specific area to target, right? Like they're just a really highly energetic team. I don't know. I just think they're the kind of team that does well in international football. They have a forward in form in Jonathan David. They have one of the best players in the world who is in decent form himself, and Fonzie. So and they have a lot of goodwill coming into this tournament. Like a lot of really, it reminds me of when Wales first made the Euros after several years. Like just it gives me that kind of vibe. Like they're gonna catch a lot of teams out. So, yeah. I personally think Canada are going to make it out of the group and potentially make it to the quarterfinal stages if they get a kind-ish draw. So,
Wow.
yeah. That's where I'm with Canada.
Tony, I love the hope there. I just think you can't discount the fact that it's their first World Cup in however many years, and then you have players in Belgium, in Croatia that have a lot of experience in these international tournaments. I think that's gonna
mention three
mean
good
something.
players for Croatia.
What's that?
Mention 3 good Croatian players.
Kovacic, Modric, Perisic.
Perisic is not good anymore. He's just not good anymore.
He's been doing pretty good for Spurs.
He's been
He did pretty good for Inter last season.
Would Perisic start for Canada?
Yes.
Ahead of who?
I don't know, but he'd start.
He started right back. Like
we honestly, if we had Ivan Perisic, we'd find a way to fit him in.
Where?
The one thing I do hope is that I hope that Alphonso Davies just has a complete breakout tournament and becomes like a world known name. You know what I mean? Like we all know his quality playing for Bayern. I hope he has that kind of tournament where like the world stage sees how good this guy is.
Yeah, I mean,
put him on the money now that Queen Elizabeth has passed away.
This is on the day of her burial. Is there? How dare you? Yeah.
Oh, true, it is, isn't it?
It is today. Yes, it is. Yeah.
I didn't realize. I thought that's the most respectful reference I've ever made regarding the royalty, but it's still not great.
What's your prediction for Canada?
I keep flipping between second and third in the group. Again, I think a lot of it will come down to that Croatia game.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll be an optimist. I'll say we beat Morocco, we lose to Belgium, and then we draw with Croatia, but we go ahead on goal difference.
See it. Yeah, I'm predicting Canada comes second in the group and knock out France in the round of 16. Yeah.
Oh, that would be something. That would be something.
Yeah. I don't want Canada to beat France in the round of 16.
God, no. That'll be terrifying.
Yeah.
That'll be terrifying. Who knows what curses will be placed on us.
Yeah.
So, November 20th, guys. Mark the calendars.
What is November 20th?
That's the start.
Is that the start?
The final. The final is going to be.
Finals just before Christmas.
December 18th, if I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong there, but just before Christmas. You're right. Which is honestly.
All right. So
I'm pretty excited about
I expect to see Canada in that final now, and
a Christmas present for everyone. I think it's time to get. It's time to get stoked. It's time to get anticipated for this World Cup because I've been having a hard time getting there. But hopefully, talking about it here now and knowing how close it is, it's not that far away. And maybe I am starting to look forward to it a bit now, which is good.
I mean, I think with that being said, that's just about everything we had to cover for today. I'm impressed with how much we managed to wring out of 7 Premier League games, personally. But all that's left to do is follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 442 and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for joining me, Tammy.
Cheers, guys.
And thank you for joining me, Antonio.
Yeah, pleasure as always, boys. Good stuff.
No, play.
It's a pleasure as always, Yazid.
Yazid, sorry. Jesus.
Wow, can't even get my wrong name right.
that was tough.
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.